Hey, I'm Tom Rakocevic, and I need to tell you about how Ontario managed to turn recycling into an absolute gong show. For decades, your city or township picked up your blue box. You paid for it through your property taxes. Municipalities and producers split the cost 50-50. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, the Ontario NDP had been calling for full producer responsibility for years. Let's make Coke, Amazon, and Nestle pay to recycle their own garbage. The polluter should pay. And the Ford government finally said, sure, let's do that. The execution, though, as usual, spectacularly bad. Here's how it was messed up. First, they gave the entire Blue Box program to a company called Circular Materials. As of January 1st, Circular Materials took over recycling for the entire province. Circular Materials is supposed to be the hero here. They represent all the producers, Coke, Pepsi, McDonald's, Nestle, you name it. And they're supposed to pay for your recycling. Sounds good, right? Problem number one, the bins aren't getting picked up. In Toronto, a guy named Keaton woke up on January 3rd expecting his recycling to be collected, and it wasn't. January 10th, still sitting there. January 14th, still sitting there. 11 days, no pickup. His bins overflowing. His neighbor's bins overflowing. Boxes stacked everywhere. People using each other's bins because there's no room left. Keaton's not alone. Across Toronto, thousands of homes had their recycling skipped in the first 2 weeks. The raccoons are having the time of their lives. And the CEO of Circular Materials blamed startup challenges. Startup challenges. They had 3 years to plan this. Problem number two, your local coffee shop, your church, that little family restaurant down the street, yeah, they don't get recycling picked up anymore. Under the new rules, only residential properties get blue box service. Businesses, institutions, places of worship, they're out. Municipalities beg the province, come on. These are small businesses. They produce the same amount of recycling as a house. 1.4% more stops. The province said, Circular Materials, can you handle this? And Circular Materials said, no. So as of January 1st, thousands of small businesses lost blue box pickup. Your bakery, your community center, your food bank, they either pay to drop it off at the dump, where municipalities now charge tipping fees because they're not getting provincial funding anymore, or they hire a private company, which costs you money. It gets passed on to you. Problem number three, the rules are all over the map. Mississauga was told overflow bags are fine, then not fine. Then maybe fine until March or May. Meanwhile, in Toronto, overflow bags are fine forever. So if you live in Toronto like me, you get the deluxe service where they pick up your overflow forever. But if you live in Mississauga, you get confusion and maybe raccoons. Mississauga's mayor, Carolyn Parrish, said Circular Materials had years to prepare and the launch was, quote, pretty rough. And what did Premier Ford say about all this? Thank God we uploaded it. Saves taxpayers tons of money. But bins have been sitting on curbs across Ontario for weeks. The raccoons have formed a committee. That doesn't sound like being saved. Oh, and the rules about what you can recycle, also confusing. Coffee cups are in now, toothpaste tubes also in, black plastic, sure, why not? Which is great. Except half the province didn't get the memo. There's that rollout again. So people are still throwing this stuff in the garbage. And when your bin doesn't get picked up, you don't call the city anymore, you call Miller Waste, Emterra, GFL Environmental, whoever Circular Materials hired in your area. Good luck figuring that out. So let's recap. The province wanted producers to pay for recycling, good idea. But they cut off small businesses, bad. They didn't ensure reliable service, also bad. And they handed the whole thing to a private company that launched on January 1st with startup challenges and immediately started missing thousands and thousands of pickups. Look, I'm saying extended producer responsibility is a good idea. Again, it was our idea. Making Coke and Amazon pay to recycle their packaging, that should happen. But the Ford government's management and rollout has been a disaster like always. Residents have bins overflowing for weeks. Small businesses are getting screwed. Municipalities that ran programs for 30 years are watching recyclables end up in the garbage. So here's what needs to happen. 1, anyone who got blue box service before January 1st should still get it. That includes small businesses, churches, food banks, all of it. 2, circular materials needs to deliver reliable service, not maybe your bin gets picked up, maybe the raccoons throw a party. And 3, if circular materials can't do the job, if they're cutting corners to keep costs low for their producer buddies instead of running a good program, then give it back to municipalities who know how to do this and make circular materials pay for it. We've taken something that worked and turned it into a bureaucratic mess, where half of Toronto is drowning in cardboard and the other half doesn't know who to call. And that, my friends, is the great blue box bamboozle of 2026. I'm Tom Rakocevic, and remember, when privatization fails, it's you who's left holding the bag, or in this case, 11 days worth.